All right, here we go. Another portion of the 718 ride. It's the Tempo Zone on County Road 13 that runs down to Farmington or Ptarmigan. I just figured once again, and in this rare instance, which happens to be kind of a side effect of the new processing, I just happen to have this available to talk through. Anyway, everyone is across the street looking good. We got Mr. Stevens there in the light blue. Think that's Tony in the dark blue. And the big man, Matthew Michaels, going to the front, it looks like. Everyone's pretty chill and they're recovering after the first two sprint zones, preparing to get into the tempo zone here. And everyone's riding better, I think. It's 2x2. Everybody's kind of relaxing and finally chatting as it is not a serious ride as we head down towards the final run in to County Road 5 that'll happen later on. Anyway, what do we have here? We got people opening up a gap. We got JVP and Rick. And I don't want to be back there. If it was Byron or Ben back there, I'm like, yeah, that's good. But anybody else is going to be sitting back and going to go like, oh, there's 200 yards now, we have to close it. So I was not about to have any of that, especially when there's no reason for a gap to be that large. Anyway, I settle in here. Isla looking strong, Ben looking comfortable on his Weapon X bike. Got looks like Dean up there, Danny, and pretty much folks are sort of almost organized if you kind of close your eyes and blink a few times, which I'm like, this should be a nice double pace line, but it is not. Raggedy, raggedy, raggedy. Come on, folks. You know, you're letting like gaps and stuff open up, and we got Danny going for it there, gonna try to pull these recalcitrants back. Got Ben Miller in the middle of the road. We got Dean over, I mean not Dean, but Ian over there, kind of boxing me in. Ben's unconcerned, and I'm not that concerned yet because Ben's back here, and Mr. Miller's back here, and Wolfgang is back here, and I don't think those guys are going to get away. Not to mention Tony. Anyway, people are starting to move forward a little bit, and I never really like to go fast until after we cross the railroad tracks because those things are just nasty. But anyway, there's a group up the road, and people just can't. They can't take it. At this point, I really don't care, but speed is good. I'm having a good time, and people are latching on. We got Rob in front of Ben and Isla. I think that's Rob on his new bike. Not certain why Rob didn't latch on to that. He can't be that tired, especially on that new bike, but I don't know how many miles he did the day before, etc. So here come the railroad tracks. Nice warning by Rob, thank you. Float that one, and now it's time for Ben to pull us up to the group. Now, I could easily go up to the group. Wouldn't be a problem, even at 27 miles an hour plus. But I'm like, why waste my energy? Because the Queen stage is the first sprint zone, and everything else is just like tempo. And of course, the very last tempo zone, which has somehow turned into a sprint zone, which, like, I'm really good with people going hard. That whole sprint at the end and then into the circle and then not waiting for people, which I believe it was on this ride, and this is a good chance for me to ramble. People have gotten a little too much of that war, soar, pick your other favorite ride in Fort Collins where they're forgetting to regroup. This is not like a training ride. If you want to turn this into a war or a soar or a TTH ride, I can guarantee you most of these people pulling these shenanigans up here wouldn't be there. In fact, it would just be like a bomb dropped. Anyway, I digress. But my point is, people should be regrouping. And as we get more and more people in the group that don't know the etiquette, I don't know why people in this group follow them. It's like they get like race brain or rabbit syndrome, where it's like, oh, my ego is being challenged, so I can't let that person go. I'm not going to wait for anybody. Like, WTF, people, WTF. It's supposed to be a group ride where we're learning from each other and enjoying the shelter for the week. We're not just sprinting and leaving people because if we were, like I said, all you people that were in the first sprint zone, you'd be dropped and be thinking, oh, this sucks. Anyway, probably enough of that right now, that lecturing. But if I piss some people off and they don't want to come back to the ride, I'm good with that because we don't need people who can't follow some of the rules. Anyway, Tony falling back after not needing anything more. I'm pretty comfortable here, and I never like to fly into this corner because there's like no reason. Coming through here, everyone holds their own. Ben makes that little bit of a jag there. I don't know how steep the seat, the head tube angle is on that bike, but it might just be a slight bit twitchy. I don't know, but he handles it well. And here we are with the end of this tempo zone. There's Joel there, he's done a lot of work. People seem to want to push this section here. I like to use this sort of for recovery, no need to push hard. And a good time, I believe, was had by all. And this, in fact, should be a regroup point. And I think we started to beat it into people's heads where they're at least starting to slow down if everyone's together. But you can see there's folks off the front there that could have been going around there a little bit slower. I think everyone's here though. But like this is how things just start creeping up, creeping up, creeping up. And before you know it, it's full on TTH. And then people are doing another ride because someone starts one because people don't want to do all that shenanigan, melee, ego-y stuff. Anyway, that's that one. And until next time. Although I won't do another one of these probably.